Welcome to day 5. I hope you have been completing from last 4 days and congratulations you have been completed and all the task and asterisk. So it is most important part in our sequence rule. So this is the one part day 5. So you have already completed. So congratulations once again. So why the name of today day is a pond is a trap. So it's a totally like a cage. Now how we trap some mice into the cage with the some no onion or some like lalach, so something like that. Na the industry is working like that, so the young or the teenager get into addicted for that. So here we will discuss some parts and topics. So first one, we have to understood like sex versus porn, so how it is totally different. So in sex we are like implementing emotion as well as like we are saying safe sex means there is no any violence, there is no any unethical you can say. So this is the mean of, and there need education for this. But the point is totally different. It's not at all like there is a no real, there is a like filming the things and they are shooting the, and it's like a candy. So someone is giving you the grid, or they like do a lot of research on the psychology so that they can scripted the shooting or shoot so that you can get into the mode of watching again and again. So it giving you the artificial erotic and stimulation so that you can watch again and again, and finally the action is happened. So it's a kind of industry which is set up, and it's more than 100 billion industry. So where these kind of things has been done, so there is a pure harassing business and there is a huge advertisement in that, and there is a like the system is work like algorithm. So if you get into this, you will ultimately get into and landed on the that website and get into the mode of watching again and again. So next part is our the material, which kind of material we get on this. So whatever the material is totally violent aggression, and for that we badly affect our attitude, our relationship, our sexuality, our intimacy, and finally we get into the addiction. So in next slide we will discuss about how kind of the material we get, and it has the huge type of like categories as well. So now there is always we are in the hooked up mode. So next part is how we get into the addiction. So we will discuss about here like now, like every day 100 million of people watching like more than 100 million of videos every day, and the like 9 out of 10 boys get into this, and 6 out of 10 girls get into this. The age is generally teenager 12 to 17, so it can be the addiction from like from 6 years to 19 years, means like 10 years, even 20 years. And more than 30% of the users of internet are surfing only the this kind of a stuff. And we have discussed about the rewarded circuit in our limbic system. So now it get hijacked when we watch porn, and we become a compulsive user and we addicted like a drug. And finally we now hooked up into like so many different uh, so now in the pleasure mode. So again and again we try to watch this, and again it's a totally like a sexual assault type of things. So next one is either we are surfing the internet or either we are suffering from the internet. So totally whenever we get into the internet, and we are not like looking for something, we are trying to mining the porn again and again so that we can get the garbage type of stuff. And in this stuff we get like aggression type of video, abuseness, and finally violent. And there is huge category on this, and what kind of mainly we get the scene of now we combine this. So one is the physical and another is the verbal. So I hope you have understand physical means like slapping, kinking, no hair pulling, and like verbal you already, I hope you understand. So we have to understand the problem and how by doing this thing our productivity, our creativity get hampered a lot. Why? Because we are always thinking na, around these things, and finally we come into the guilt and shame, so that the things getting more worst. So we have to look into this and we have to try to figure out. So, and again we are fantasizing, means again and again, because the permanent impression get into our mind. So now that always thought flooding like that, so finally we get na the self urge, like you can say. So now when we get from outside, but the thought is happening like that, so that we get like self propelled. So neuroplasticity is the next part. So why? So when which type of things you are like na happening inside your mind, and again you are batching and hooked up the things, so definitely you will do like that and your mind get into plasticity mode. Social impact we have already discussed, and side effects we have already discussed in day 5, how we come to the conclusion that it's also leads to the cancer as well. So we have to must look into it, and we have to figure out the problematic how we are getting into the trap. So this is the overview of how it is not problematic and how we are trapped inside this. So get an overview, look into this and analyze the problem and analyze the perspective with different kinds. And so that's it for today. I hope we'll get some benefit and get the some awesome content. So keep continue and keep the chain. So don't break the chain and continue following the sequence rule or whatever we have discussed on the quick start day. So continue doing that. From tomorrow we will come into the implementation part. Till that, thank you.